Hello, people of the internet, and today I'll be going over Against Colonialism and Fundamentalism by Mazen Kamalmaz. I'm not even gonna pretend to know how to pronounce that, and I'm sorry if I butchered it. Anyway, it's written by a Muslim leftist. I don't know anything about this person or this writer or anything like that, but I do know that this person is a comrade of ours, and this writing demonstrates that. It is a big question for us Muslims who consider freedom as our main aim or our main principle of life, where we stand in conflict that can be defined as neo-colonialist policies of capitalist West and Islamic fundamentalism. In brief, my answer is that I think we must stick to our main principle, that is freedom away from both. Exactly. The Islamic fundamentalism probably wouldn't be as powerful as it is right now if it weren't for the fact that the United States loves to intervene in its neo-colonialist, neo-imperialist policies that destabilize countries. It's sad for them, and it should make the rest of us here in the United States angry. We should be protesting this more and holding politicians accountable for it. No doubt that we would not accept, under any excuse, any violation or denial of the freedom of thought, consciousness, and speech, let it be against Muslims or any other group. But this position will change at the same moment that such criticism becomes a justification of occupation or racism. True. Very true. I really like the strength in this writing. There's a lot of powerful language here. I love it. I love that. Anyway, it is clear that those cartoons about Prophet Muhammad tells more than just a simple and just criticism of brutal, intolerant Islamic fundamentalism. In fact, this is a part of a broader campaign that aims to confirm that Muslims are backward people and to justify that colonialism is a necessary project designed to civilize these people. Yeah, that's I've seen those cartoons. They are pretty racist. They paint Muslim in this very Islam, I mean, sorry, in this very negative light, and that Middle Eastern people, they portray Middle Eastern people as being uncivilized or being unintelligent or violent or something of that nature, or that Islam is an inherently violent religion, when in reality there are a lot of Muslims who are more progressive in more developed societies, that are more left leaning, that are more peaceful, more etc. in countries that are more stable, in countries more that are less chaotic and less uh deadly. We need yes, we do need, to that's one of the reasons why we need to stay out of the Middle East, because all that we're doing is making their country and economy worse for our profits, because we extract oil from them and whatnot. Which in a way resembles God supports segregation that could be seen in US and South Africa's streets before the triumph of the human rights movements. Yes, that's very true. I agree. We do we do use oftentimes religious fundamentalists oftentimes use religion, saying like God is telling us that we need to segregate. Like in the United States, there were many fundamentalist Christians who supported segregation, and many fundamentalist Christians probably still do. At least they believe they do. They probably don't say it out loud, but they probably still believe that. It is not surprising that such an argument was repeated also by the Bush administration. People in the West, like anywhere else, are ready to defend their freedom more than the profits or greed of capital. God, I wish that were true. It seems very like that's not quite the case in the United States. I've noticed that most people don't really seem to protest against capital at all because we've been so propagandized into believing that capitalism is fine and that the big corporations are not are not doing any harm to us in any way, even though they are. On the other side, fundamentalists promote denial of others' basic liberties, non-Muslims and even Muslims, as a prerequisite for resisting neocolonialism. Totally the contrary. The antidote of colonialism is freedom, not reactionary repression. Defending the freedom of speech or press is not equal to supporting the Iraq War or occupation or neocolonialism, which badly needs such racist arguments as its basic justification. It is also right that resisting this colonialism does not mean imposing Islamic religious dogmas on others. Exactly. Exactly. I'm sure, I honestly believe that if the Middle East were left to its own devices, I mean, before things like the Iraq War and whatnot, they probably would be more advanced than they are now. There was a time when Muslims were the most advanced when the Arabic states, the Arabic societies, back during like the medieval era, where they were some of the most advanced societies that have existed. They actually invented the numeric system that we use now, because in Europe they were using Roman numerals. Just a fun bit of fact trivia there. And yeah, it's true that fundamentalism mostly rises in places that are uncivilized, that are not that are destabilized. And when people are living in a destabilized society, then they're more likely to turn to religious faith because it kind of helps them find hope in all the chaos in the world. And sometimes that turns into religious fundamentalism that is harmful and destructive. If we really want to put an end to that, then what we need to do is we need to stabilize the economy and not pretend so, because the United States has constantly been saying that it wants to promote democracy in the Middle East, and yet for some reason the Middle East just turns out more and more worse every passing year because of the United States intervention. And as a leftist, I am not fond of that. Actually, I hate it. We must change this. We must end this cycle. We must stand in solidarity with our comrades all across the world. Solidarity. Solidarity.